Well, let's have a look at the lineups. We'll start with Spurs, with the Under-17 World Cup kicking off today. Spurs are missing a few. Malachi Hardy and Luca Williams-Barnett are away with the England squad. That presents a big opportunity for some of the Under-18s to come through. Jamel Beggs steps up to play at right back. Tyler Tingey comes in at centre-back, both making their first starts in the Youth League. George Feeney wears 10 in the absence of Luca Williams-Barnett. And again, Callum Olosesi will captain the side. And for Copenhagen, the star of this team, without question, has been the 17-year-old Victor Daddison. He is very likely to play against Thomas Frank's first team, though, this evening after he scored against Dortmund in the last round of the Champions League. Copenhagen have just spent €4 million to bring in Dominic Sarapata, who wears 8 and plays in midfield, so he's going to be worth keeping an eye on. Striker Gunnar Olsen, an Icelandic under-19 international, should provide a pretty tough test for this new-look Spurs defence. Well, we are underway, and Spurs are chasing a 4th victory in the Youth League. That will make it 12 points from a possible 12. Rosewell with a spot of defending to do in the early stages. He's managed to sweep the ball away. Interesting move for him because he's been playing at right back for the majority of this season so far, but his more natural home is certainly at centre back. And he's back in there alongside Tingey. A new look partnership at the back for Spurs in the absence of Malachi Hardy. Spurs into the penalty area, looking for the cutback. And Feeney, looking for a teammate, is unable to find one on this occasion, but it's Spurs who settle into a better rhythm. And it's Byrne, who's been excellent in this Youth League, who is able to come forward from left back. And we saw him score a goal in the game against Bodo. And he's been very happy to push forward from the left-back position. And Spurs have been looking to get the 2 fullbacks to press onto the opposition. It was especially the case in the Bodo game, and I would think that Spurs are going to approach this one in a very similar way. Jamal Beggs with a pass that's just slightly overhit. He's wearing 2 today. Normally, we would expect to see Jamel Beggs for the under-18s in midfield. Slightly new role for him at right-back. I don't remember seeing him play at right-back at all when he's played for the under-18s. But we have also seen that Wayne Burnett's been quite happy for the 2 fullbacks to join up with the midfield over the course of this season. And it looks as though Beggs is going to be given plenty of licence to step up. Spurs currently have 3 at the back. And Leo Black will send it back towards Rosewell. And here is Tingey, been excellent for the under-18s this season. And now Spurs might be away. Elliot Paris with the goalkeeper a long way from home, and he was very nearly caught out. George Feeney with a chance, which is cleared off of the goal line in the end by Anka Maffio. Really nice ball forward here by Iro. And, well, a hole just seemed to open up in the Copenhagen defence, but it's one that Spurs can't take advantage of, although they do have their first corner of the game. Spurs corner in towards the front post is easily dealt with. And the chance was there to break, but it's Leo Black with a challenge. And then Jamel Beggs, who is so good in these kind of areas, he goes chasing after the ball. And out of play it goes. Big let-off then for Copenhagen after Oliver Buer, their goalkeeper, came racing out to get after it. Well, the curling ball towards the penalty area is one that's dealt with by Byrne, and Sam Archer is able to step back and get hold of it. Last season's captain for the under-18s. Has been a mainstay for the Youth League. And here is Callum Olasesi. A really nice interview with him and Ben on Spurs Play a couple of weeks back, where he spoke about how he feels a lot more responsibility with the captain's armband to get onto the ball. And where last season perhaps he looked a bit lightweight, spending a bit of time with the first team and, well, maybe just developing as a boy into a man, he has looked a lot more physical as Spurs win the free kick on the edge of their penalty area. It's Tingy who was able to navigate away from trouble. And he's brought down on the edge of the penalty area by the number 10, Moalem. And the clearance away is made by Askabang. Reece Elliott Paris with good hold-up play. Spurs are into the penalty area. Iro looking dangerous. And he draws the save from Oscar Boa, the goalkeeper. And is pushed away to safety. Well, Iro scored in the last round of this competition against Monaco. Got things up and running in the 4-2 victory. Man, it's a very good start from him here in what has been a very good season for Ollie Iro. Spurs were looking for the free kick there, but the referee quite happy to let the game flow. And it's chipped over the top by Moalem. And it races away from Durrami and out for a goal kick. Well, this was the opportunity here, brilliantly crafted to set up the opportunity for Ollie Iro. Angle was tight, but he still fancied his chances from here, and it very nearly swerved in. It was an effort that came with so much power from Oliver Iro that the goalkeeper was very nearly caught out. And I don't think he expected it to bend from left to right in towards that corner. Breaking on here is Kyung-Hyun Lee, the fullback. Spurs have managed to get rid, tidy up. And they're always happy to pass the ball around at the back. And the pass back goes back to Archer, and Archer can make the clearance, and Spurs can look to break away again with Iro on the left-hand side, who drives on, drops his head, off he goes, lots of pace, and out towards the other side. Adewole is there waiting. Good cutback to Olasesi. But the Copenhagen midfield is working very hard at the moment to frustrate Spurs in that area. And Leo Black's made a challenge that wasn't to the liking of the referee, and it's going to be a free kick. Copenhagen building nicely on the edge of the penalty area. And they are looking for a penalty. The referees wave that one away. And the incoming shot then goes wide of the post. No trouble for Sam Archer. Liam West dancing his way through. Should this have been a penalty? No, it looked as though potentially it might have been tackled by a Leaf, but I don't think there was a Spurs player that was anywhere near. Leo Black is chasing to get after it. I like the Spurs group. Lots of the Copenhagen group have been able to represent their respective national teams with the unders groups. So there's a few that have represented Norway, under-19, Iceland and Denmark. Haven't seen too much yet of the number 8, the Polish midfielder Sarah Patter, who Copenhagen have spent €4 million to bring in, and he's been getting minutes with the academy team in order to try to progress and move on into the first team. It's a lot of money to spend on a young player for a team outside of one of Europe's top 5 leagues. That's a lovely ball. And away goes Olsen, who pulls away into an excellent position to cut it back. Haraldsen. And the square pass from Nasnas. Kyung-Hyun Lee on the left-hand side, and now Darami, a Danish under-18 international. And a free kick for Copenhagen. Haven't really managed to test Sam Archer yet, although the Spurs defence have certainly been tested, and they've got some work to do here as they anticipate this free kick. And the Copenhagen delivery is well turned away by Rosewell, who's so good in the air. A massive part of his game. And now Harry Byrne. Was in a spot of trouble, but he's done well to get the ball away. Was looking for Feeney, who was trying to turn. Spurs are looking for the flag. You could hear Wayne Burnett questioning when it was about to arrive, but the flag never came from the assistant. And now Kyung-Hyun Lee will lay it back. Play some nice football, Copenhagen. And they've won themselves their first corner of this game. That's not a bad looking ball. It's swerved in the wind and Archer made a big step across and just about managed to hold on. It's good work by the Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper, and it's Harry Byrne now who will chip one on towards Oliaro, who really looks up for this one. That looked like a big foul. The referee allows the game to flow, and there was no advantage that was forthcoming for Spurs, and it will be a free kick on the edge of the penalty area, and the decision is yellow card. Well, Iro has looked so strong and quick in this game so far. Whips the ball away, and then he is taken down. It's a good decision by the referee. There were covering defenders. I don't think you could call that a goal-scoring opportunity. But this is a free kick for Spurs in a very good area indeed. And you would have to say that area to the left-hand side of the goalkeeper is looking very inviting indeed. Byrne delivers, and Spurs get their head on it, and Rosewell was lurking and looking to finish things off after Tingy had got to the first one. But he was just unable to get there. A very good move here by Spurs, who get to the first ball. Big, powerful header by Tingy, and Rosewell just unable to reach on the goal line. Tingy's done well, anticipates that. I love the way that he's been playing for the under-18s. He looks so ready for the step up already, and he's only just made the move. Spurs trying to build something. Olasesi and Iro in each other's way a bit on the edge of the penalty area. Didn't quite work out as perhaps they would have liked. Olasesi now poking the ball onto Leo Black, and Rosewell will spread play out towards Miracle Adewole. Drops his shoulder, off he goes, curls one in. Decent looking ball, but it was just, again, beyond the reach inside the penalty area of Feeney. Leo Black pushes it wide. Iro, early cross from him. Defending well so far, Copenhagen. You just wonder how long they're going to be able to withstand this pressure for. Now the ball into the feet of Rhys Elliott-Paris. And he was hoping that a free kick was about to arrive. The referee has again waved play on, and a quick ball over the top by West has found Durrami in space inside the area. Cut back from him, well intercepted. It's brilliantly done by Jamel Beggs. They're still looking for a chance to exploit Spurs though here, and they have won another corner. There was an appeal for a handball, but that was never likely to be given. And Kyung Kyun Lee is given the ball by Sam Archer, and it will be rolled across here to Durrami, who will take it. Well, Copenhagen have packed the front post, and there are two surrounding the goalkeeper, Sam Archer, here. So it looks as though he's got a bit of work to do. And Leo Black has two to watch, just shy of the penalty spot here. But it will be delivered into the 6-yard box, and it's Rosewell again with a big commanding header away. And then a very good chance for Copenhagen, but Moalem can only put that over the top of the bar. Well, the initial ball in, really well dealt with here by Rosewell. But they had another go, and this is perhaps their best chance of the game so far. Nice drop of the shoulder by Feeney. And he gets the whistle that he was looking for from the referee, and Byrne eager to take this one quickly. Been a nice tempo about Spurs' attacking play so far, and they're on the move again down the right-hand side. Adewole looking for an option, and tried to chip it through towards Elliott-Paris. And then Beggs looking for a raid down the right. Stopped in his tracks, and it will be thrown, which is sent back, and Spurs are going to try and open up some space a bit here by going all the way through to Sam Archer. And now Iro. Drives, delivers, and wins a corner. Well, he's really had a special season so far, Ollie Iro. Been dovetailing between playing on the wing and playing at centre forward. Couple of goals in the EFL trophy matches against league opposition. Scored against Plymouth and scored against Cheltenham as well. And he's on the ball here, Ollie Iro, delivering into a very good area. And Spurs are looking for another corner. What a super pass in towards Tyler Tingey. Arriving at the back of the area. And he was very nearly able to score the breakthrough goal here. Good cover work in the end by Oscar Boer, the Copenhagen goalkeeper. Into the front post where Rosewell was waiting. The corner is turned away. And waiting on the edge of the box, Olsen, the Icelandic striker, takes the ball out for a throw-in. Rhys Elliott-Paris working ever so hard as he does. On 2 goals so far in the Youth League. Elliott-Paris looking for his chance to score another. And chasing down the goalkeeper here. Boer is able to get this one away. Oh, it's a lovely move by Iro. Buys himself the room to race away, has a look to see what's ahead of him. He's going to go alone here, Iro. Well, it would have been a marvellous goal. Fantastic work down the left-hand side, not for the first time in the game either, from Ollie Iro. Look at that. Really clever, draws the defender in, off he goes, speeds away, has a look to see if he can connect here with Elliott-Paris. There was no way through, has the confidence to go alone, and it's just, and only just, over the top of the bar. Well, it's been pretty even so far in terms of chances that both teams have created. Now Copenhagen looking for their chance, and that's a wonderful ball and a very good save. Sam Archer is smartly down to deny Moalem. Well, that could so easily have been the opening goal of the game were it not for the Spurs goalkeeper. Kyung-Kyun Lee really catching the eye on the left-hand side, the full-back again on his travels. And he laid on the perfect pass, but it's also the perfect save. The Copenhagen coaching staff asking for a bit more speed about proceedings. Both teams have played at a really good tempo so far. That was a lovely passage of play for Copenhagen. They really can ping the ball around. And it's interesting to see the different focuses that academies have, and well, clearly that technical ability is very strong and high on the list of requirements for Copenhagen players, as they have put together these really lovely passages of play that you can see are really well rehearsed. Olasesi driving through midfield, just about able to squeeze it through towards Leo Black. Eventually Copenhagen have it. It's brought away by Durrami. Been full of energy in the opening stages. Durrami, perhaps their standout player in this match so far. Here is their number 10, Moalem. Takes up some good positions. And a driving run up to the edge of Spurs' penalty area by West. This looks dangerous, and it's Archer who stretches across and makes another top save to keep the scoreline here at 0-0. Oh, what a start to the game for Spurs goalkeeper. And Iro backtracking. Can't quite connect with Reece Elliott Paris. West, curling ball, and a wonderful effort as well. Durrami was able to turn it goalwards when it really looked as though he shouldn't have been able to. Wonderful connection by the Copenhagen attacker. And he's not too far away from troubling Sam Archer here, although the Spurs goalkeeper always looked as though he had that covered. Very good chance. Nice touch from Beggs. Feeney is demanding it, but instead a more sensible pass across here towards Byrne. Hasn't been able to go on one of his raids down the left-hand side so far in the first half. Been a big feature for Spurs in the Youth League matches so far.
Double movement, you two, Leo, and Miri on the side. Come on, George. Come on, George.
Spurs looking for the give and go, and Adewale shows off his brilliant pace and manages to get there when he really had absolutely no right to do that. Well, this was the chance that Copenhagen created only moments ago. It's a lovely burst away. And a sensible save, you would say, from Sam Archer, who managed to get a big arm on it. Spurs corner, floated this time, a bit too close to the goalkeeper. Oscar Boer's certainly got some size, and he grabs hold of that one pretty easily and rolls away. Youth League fixtures do follow the Champions League fixtures, and Spurs will have 6 matches. So PSG and Slavia still to play. And this may well lead to a chance here as West tries to get onto the ball. Moalem now. Happy to backtrack. Nasnas is the one who is waiting. Nice ball from Moalem. They're in here, Copenhagen, and Rosewell made a very good move back towards the goal line. And it stood him in good stead because he was able to make the clearance away with Sam Archer beaten. It's a very clever ball over the top, but Rosewell continues to impress. Going back to the league, the top 8 teams in the league will progress through to the knockout stages in the Youth League. And Spurs are currently sat on top, although there are a clutch of clubs who are yet to kick off in their matches. Some massive names, though, in that top 8. Well, it looks as though Copenhagen have sprung the offside trap here. They're in, and the ball is one that Spurs can't keep out. Well, every single Spurs defender seemed to feel that that should have been an offside decision, but the officials here of a different feeling. And Copenhagen able to sprint away and put themselves on top. Well, it all starts at the back with a long ball. And the big signing for them this summer, Sarapata, who came in for €4 million, is able to cut back, and Olsen is able to find a route beyond the diving James Rosewell, and Copenhagen are leading here at Hotspur Way. And we're back underway, and now Spurs are looking for an equaliser. Well, we've seen in this Youth League so far some really topsy-turvy encounters. The 4-2 with Monaco, the 5-3 with Villarreal swung one way and then the other. Spurs certainly won't be too concerned about conceding a goal, but Copenhagen perhaps looked a better standard than maybe we were anticipating. Got some tricky players, one on the ball here, Liam West, a Norwegian under-19 international. Ola Stacey now trying to take matters into his own hands. He's run into trouble though. Anka Mafio is the centre-back for Copenhagen. And Wayne Burnett demanding a bit more energy and a bit of a quicker press here from Spurs. Burn won't get to the challenge, goes sliding in, and he's lost his man, and Moalem speeds clear, looks for Olsen, the goal scorer, and that's a wonderful challenge. And Rosewell spins to buy some room and finds his centre-back partner, Tingy. Leo Black pointing to where he's about to send the ball. Got trapped under the feet of Miracle Adewole. They've used the ball really nicely here, Copenhagen. And again, they get some joy on the left-hand side. Kyung-Hyun Lee slips the ball into the penalty area. It's Jamal Beggs who is able to take the ball away from Gunnar Olsen just as he was trying to turn. And it's smashed away. It's been a good spell this for Copenhagen, and they've made Spurs pay with the opening goal. Olasesi's in a tight spot. He's won a free kick though. Fell by Olsen, who was trying to win it for Copenhagen. Iro outmuscles his man. Feeney not too far away. And he's happy to feed it back to Tingy. I suppose get themselves up to the edge of the area. Olasesi trying to bundle his way through. There was no room to turn in there for Rhys Elliott-Paris. And Spurs felt they'd won the ball back fairly, but the referee has blown the whistle and Copenhagen have a free kick. Durrami brings the game down to a walking pace. And Sarapata is not too far away. Good pressure by Rhys Elliott-Paris, but Copenhagen have come away with it. A wonderful show of speed by West to get there, but Byrne given the opportunity to step across. Ball is chipped on here, and well, the player trying to turn Leo Black wasn't given much of a chance to do that. I think it's fair to say that Spurs started the game with a really nice rhythm, but the goal for Copenhagen has just taken the sting out of their play ever so slightly. Olasesi can so often be the one to change things, looking to be that guy. Development for him this season, often saw him wearing an 8 or a 10 last season, but he's, for the most part, been a 6 this season. He's on the ball here, right on the edge of the penalty area, so it's not exactly unfamiliar territory for him. And again, Spurs can't find a way through. We have 6 minutes to go until the half-time whistle. It would be really lovely to see Spurs score one here, a very important time. And if they could grab a goal, it would change the course of the game. Here's Iro. Has looked creatively like Spurs' best player so far in this game, but his cross is turned away. And Spurs will try their luck on the other side. Adewale, such wonderful feet. That's a decent looking ball. Nobody there to meet it. And it's an easy gather for Boer, the goalkeeper. And as has been the way in this first half, Copenhagen are not shy in breaking forward, looking to get themselves into more forward areas as quickly as possible. Sarapata. He cuts away, looking for the chance to shoot, and he does that. And it's a brilliant goal, and it's the second of the afternoon here for the Danish side. Spurs 0, Copenhagen 2. A big money summer signing for Copenhagen. And he shows his skills here. Laid on the first, smashes in the second. Away from Beggs, into the corner, beyond the reach of Archer. A very good goal.
I need your eyes always on him here. So you need to check, be sure where he is.
Well, the hope was that Spurs would be the team to pull one back before the break, but it's Copenhagen who have another. And Leo Black trying to see what he can do, looking to force the issue. Copenhagen have been very good at winning the ball back in midfield and very aggressive in the way that they've approached the game. So many committed forward. Bit of a slip by Durami. Copenhagen have managed to keep hold of the ball. Sarapata coming into the game more and more. Looks like one of those really typical European midfielders, very technically sound. And, well, Thomas Müller used to call himself a space invader for Bayern Munich. Always used to say that he wasn't the quickest player on the field. And I always think that the European players are so good at finding space. They don't always have to look the quickest, but they just understand where to receive the ball, and Sarapata so far falling into that category. Iro's left it. Spurs with a chance to break on. Bursting on is Feeney, but it's a sliding challenge to take the ball away by Nasnas. Iro had a really good chance there to connect with George Feeney. Spurs have done well to navigate away from the press, but just slightly overhit the pass from Oli Iro. Kyung-Hyun Lee, the impressive left-back, driving the ball on. And he continues his run into the penalty area. Spins away, lovely turn, and flashes the shot goalwards. But it's crashed into the side netting. Well, it was a lovely breakaway again by Copenhagen. Really putting Spurs through their paces in this first half. Here's Adewale. Well, cuts away from one, but well, the fullback Kyung-Hyun Lee had a bit of support, got a helping hand.
Last minute, guys. Come on, extra time here. Be sharp.
Some of the under-21s gather on the side of the field to watch some of this younger group. We have some of the older players who can't quite feature for the under-19s here. We saw Dante Casanova there and Reece Russell-Denny as well. Fast approaching the half-time whistle. Minimum of a minute to be added at the end of the first half. There were such a flurry of chances for Spurs at the beginning of this game. Oliairo with a really good one that was well pushed away by the keeper. And that has to be the challenge in the second half, try and get him on the ball in better areas. Osesi had a chance to do that there. Instead goes wide to Miracle Adewole. Final 30 seconds of the half here. Olasesi's cut back, Leo Black's onto it. Quick feet from him, and he gets beyond one, but he won't get beyond Olsen. And the Icelandic striker back on defensive duty, not only wins the ball, but then carries it all the way up to the halfway line. Really good centre-forward play. And there is the whistle for half-time. And it's Copenhagen who are leading here, and Spurs are heading for their first defeat in the Youth League of the season, unless they can do something pretty special in the second half. At the break here, Spurs 0, Copenhagen 2. To allow him to get into more advanced areas. We shall see though, but Ty Hall does look as though he's going to sit in front of that Spurs back four. And he's chasing across here to try to get after the ball. That hasn't prevented Copenhagen breaking away. Jamal Beggs has speed, he gets there first. Good sprint by Jamal Beggs. Not entirely sure that he wanted that pass, but Spurs get themselves away from trouble and can make their way up to the other end of the pitch. Jamal Beggs trying to steal one around the corner, and Adewole showed some really good signs in the first half that he could challenge the fullback, as did Oliairo, who cuts away from his man, whips one goalwards, but it's straight into the body of the keeper Bua. And no trouble for Copenhagen on this occasion. Nice from Spurs though, moved the ball very well from right to left. And Oliairo, well, had it been a bit further to the left of the keeper, could have caused issues. Olasesi wins it back. High up the field, it's been a big feature for Spurs this season. Not something they've been able to get going that much in this game. But Olasesi moving a bit further forward means that he is able to do that more often, perhaps. And Leo Black scored such a wonderful goal, goal number 4 against Monaco in matchday 3. Bustling around, making things awkward. And Spurs get their reward here because they've won a corner.
Yanni, change to him. They want that is we are.
Well, the ball allowed to bounce, and Spurs might be in, and they are. And it's Olasesi, the captain here, who has pulled Spurs right back into it. Corner not dealt with by the Copenhagen defence. And Olasesi was there waiting after a brilliant header by Tyler Tingy. Love the calmness from Callum Olasesi. And I love the header from Tyler Tingy, who steps up today to make his first start in the Youth League and makes a big contribution from the corner. Was nearly able to do that in the first half, where he nodded back across towards James Rosewell. And he's won the ball here, making his mark in the absence of a few others who would normally be playing at the back for Spurs. Definitely going to be keeping an eye on the Under-17 World Cup, though, with Williams, Barnett there and Hardy too. Spurs again through the middle, they're in! And what a chance to make it 2-2 for Rhys Elliott-Paris. Been in such fine form in this competition, but a third goal in the Youth League evades him. Only just though. Ty Hall bustling, finding his way through. Lovely pass in towards Rhys Elliott-Paris, but he can't quite make his mark. Well, this has been a brilliant 5 minutes from Spurs at the start of the second half. They just have to keep up this momentum because they started really well at the beginning of the first half. And then Copenhagen able to punch back. I did wonder whether the away team would have the stamina to be able to keep up with Spurs. We shall see. Too early to call at this stage. Olasesi runs into traffic, wins the free kick. And now away goes Beggs. Go on, you're out is the call from Wayne Burnett. Eager for his fullbacks to join up with the Spurs midfield players as often as possible. Oh, that's brilliantly left. Leo Black thought that he was going to be able to get there. Copenhagen battling. Unsure about that whistle from the referee. Looked like a fair challenge to me, but maybe I've got my Spurs goggles on. It's quicker from Spurs. There's a better energy about this second half performance. And that's another foul, this time on Miracle Adewole. It's Akamafio who hangs out the leg. And it's another big opportunity here for the two Spurs centre-backs who are so good in the air to make their way towards the penalty area, with Miracle Adewole winning this free kick. Well, the delivery headed away by the first man, and Spurs are going to try their luck on the other side. They're going to have to be careful here. Very lucky that that pass in towards Olsen was overhit because he was coming from inside his own half, and so wouldn't have been in an offside position. Bit of backtracking here for Spurs to do. Hyun Lee. Being stood up well by Rosewell, who came across to cover. And that means the Spurs can get back in shape, and they've won it back. And Rosewell's got the ball, and he will reset. Begg's pass, doesn't reach. And off here goes Sarapata, who scored and assisted in the first half. Lays one on, and they restore the 2-goal advantage here, Copenhagen. Wonderful breakaway, and Moalem has squeezed one into the corner beyond Sam Archer. It's Spurs 1, Copenhagen 3. Well, the Danish side have been so efficient in attack, and again, the player right at the heart of the breakaway is Sarapata. And it's quick feet and calmness in an area where it really needed it from Moalem. It's another very good goal. Spurs are going to have to raise their heads up again. Oli Iro with wonderful feet tries to cut it back. And was looking for Olosesi, who continued his run. He's into position here. Good challenge to take the ball away from Olosesi just as he was about to wind up and look for an effort on goal. Iro, deep cross and deep into the arms of the goalkeeper, Bua. Bit of a chase on here, and the ball will come all the way through to Sam Archer. Ty Hall. Well, he saw the pass and he's picked it perfectly. Iro glides past one, wants it back, and it was nearly the move for Spurs. Olosesi's ball doesn't quite reach Iro. And this is where Spurs are going to have to try really hard to prevent these breakaways, because clearly Copenhagen have these very quick, gifted midfielders who are able to move the ball ever so quickly from one end of the field to the other. Reece Elliott Paris must be looking, after that chance that they had to make it 2-2, for an opportunity to make amends. It's on these moments where games are decided. Plenty of time though here for Spurs, more than half an hour. Well, the ball won't come for Leo Black, and he's pulling away on the shirt of Ancamafio to try and win it back. And he's conceded a free kick. Leo Black driving Copenhagen back, but they've got the ball away very quickly. Rosewell scrapping with Olsen, has stolen it. Spurs navigate themselves away from the press, and Beggs thought about that pass because it was a risky one, but he arrows one in to Tingy. And Iro's done well to step back and keep that one under control. Leo Black with a pass that's easily intercepted by Anka Mafio. What can Iro do from here? Drags himself into a good position. The cut back to Olasesi is there, but then he didn't have an option arriving. Big deflection to take the cross onto the bar. Well, what a chance that was for Spurs. Could so easily have been a second. And Copenhagen get a bit lucky. But the signs are good for Tottenham Hotspur. And what we know is that this team has plenty of attacking talent that can definitely get you back into a game. Olasesi, swift to move the ball in Iro's direction. Ty Hall rolls it through. Olasesi on the edge of the penalty area, looking for a free kick. The referee said it was a fair coming together between Askabang and Olasesi. Well, this was the chance that hit the Copenhagen crossbar. Byrne with a slam of a hit, and the Copenhagen defence very lucky indeed. Well, Copenhagen changes are coming. Moalem, who scored the third goal, will be one of those replaced. And Darami is also making way. And it's Frimpong and Riesnes who is coming onto the field. Olasesi falling at just the wrong time, and that means that Frimpong's able to get onto the ball. He's gone all the way back though to Anka Mafio. Archer's clearance is well controlled, and it's Christiansen who is onto it. And it's Frimpong who tries to make his way through the Spurs midfield, but he won't be able to do that. But you can already see what he's going to provide in there. Lots of energy, real eagerness to win the ball back. Iro cuts clean and slams it goalwards, but he slams it straight into the onrushing midfielder Nasnas. And Ty Hall goes flying in, and the referee very quick to produce a yellow card. And I have to say, for a moment, I was slightly concerned, given the way that the referee moved towards his top pocket, that it was going to be a red, but it's a yellow that's produced. Tingy's pass intercepted by Frimpong. And Copenhagen saw their chance to go for goal, but there is no trouble on this occasion for Sam Archer. Goes sailing wide and way wide as well. Well, Spurs had all of the momentum when they came out in the second half. Lost a bit of that. Here comes Kyung-Hyun Lee, and that's a good challenge. And Spurs get the ball away. Room here for Leo Black, wants to move it quickly. Iro was heading in one direction, the pass though is sent in the other. Nolosesi doesn't really have a lot to work with there, has to go back. Ty Hall is there waiting. And Ty Hall is happy to find Tingy. And now here comes Olsen. Frimpong is there in support and he drives down towards the corner. And he makes Spurs do the hard work. The challenge had to arrive. Copenhagen really don't need to chase the game now, and even at this stage, taking the ball down to the corner is fine. And look at them, they're in no rush to get after this corner. Kyung-Hyun Lee. Nas with the ball in. And Tingy is the one who is back there and able to get that one away. And Leo Black trying to travel clear. Sees his pathway blocked off. Spurs are going to make a couple of changes here. It's going to be Thompson and Muslika who will enter the action. And Leo Black is replaced here. And Jamel Beggs will also go.
Substitutions for Spurs, replacing number 8, Leo Black, is number 19, Armand Muslika. replacing number 2, Jamel Beggs, is number 18, Tina Thompson.
Well, there could be a bit of a change of shape with those substitutes. We'll see that in a moment. Iro's switched over here across to the right-hand side to accommodate Thompson on the left, and it potentially looks as though Miracle Adewale will drop back to right-back, where he has played on a number of occasions before for the academy. Great to see Muslika being given a chance after such a brilliant season that he's had for the under-18s. 7 goals in 8 games in the league. And he lays the ball through here. And Reece Elliott-Paris is chasing. And Spurs have a corner. Big 20 minutes coming up. Spurs hoping that the 2 changes, Thompson and Muslika, who are big attacking changes, can make a huge difference. Spurs corner, headed away by Anka Mafio. Spurs deliver in, they'll look for the flick. Aro waiting, and, well, he gets the shot out from under his feet, but he runs into trouble inside the penalty area. Tina Thompson scrapping away, thinks that should be a Spurs throw. Referee instead suggests that the throw-in should be given to Copenhagen. More of an order rather than a suggestion. And Thompson again. And Tina Thompson has won a corner kick for Spurs. And we know that Thompson can deliver. And if ever there was a time the Spurs could do with something special from him, now would be it. Spurs have caused Copenhagen a few problems from these corners. Tingy is forward, so too Rosewell. He makes his run. It goes deeper though. And it hasn't been completely cleared away. But the header from Reece Elliott-Paris won't trouble the keeper, Bua. Tina Thompson drifty. And squaring the pass. Muslika, good cutback, and a fine chance for Olasesi. He couldn't, but following in is Tina Thompson with another goal in the Youth League. Spurs have given themselves a fighting chance.
Goal for Spurs, scored in the 73rd minute by number 18, Tina Thompson.
Well, Tina Thompson has now scored in every single round of the Youth League. It's goal number 4 for him. Olasesi came bursting in. He couldn't, but the keeper spilled it right at the feet of Thompson. And the substitute makes a very quick impact. Wayne Burnett is demanding the press here from the players who really want to get after this one. As much as Spurs now are going to be chasing this third goal, they have to be careful. They left themselves pretty exposed after they scored the first. And Copenhagen raced straight back up to the other end and scored goal number 3.
Got to miss the line out.
Tina Thompson. What can he do from here? Well, he's a box of tricks and he races clear and he still won't let go of the ball. Looks for support, finds it in Byrne. Rosewell. And looking for the pass through. I'm fairly sure I just heard one of the Copenhagen coaching staff say, "Come on, my son," in a mock English accent, which was it's enjoyable. Not entirely sure it was supposed to be. Cleared away by Boer, the goalkeeper. And here is Rosewell. Tina Thompson darts one way, goes the other, creates the space, almost like a wide receiver in the NFL. Olasesi trying to squeeze it through, but it won't quite make it for Spurs. Tyhall's added industry in the second half, but he can't get to the ball either. And this looks dangerous for Spurs as they are sprinting to get back. And the flag has gone up, and it went up very late indeed. But it really has come to the rescue here for Spurs. And the referee's flashed a yellow card up into the air. Not entirely sure what that was for. Well, this is, of course, a live broadcast, and apologies if you do hear any language which is a bit untoward. Not too much that we can do about that, unfortunately. Ahmedson is the one who is going to come on here for the big centre-back, Anka Mafio, who's on a yellow card, and perhaps that's the sensible decision more than anything. I think the yellow card, by the way, was for James Rosewell, the Spurs centre-back. He's got a bit of defending to do here. Will be Nasnas who will deliver. And he's sent that too far forward and into the arms of Sam Archer.
Forward, Cal. You've got to come out. Wider, James. Wider, James.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. He's getting that. Look, cover that.
Hey, hey, take him up. Take him, hey. Take him.
Don't let them carry. Don't let them carry.
Not straight, try. Play.
Copenhagen are happy to put that one into touch. If you rewind back to a couple of seasons ago when Spurs had that really successful academy team that won Premier League 2, when they were in moments like this, what made them so successful was that there was always one player who would just come and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and really get at the opposition. It was almost as if they made a decision that they were going to do something to change the course of the game. It may have been Jamie Donnelly, it often was, may have been Will Lancashire, but it would always be one of them that would make that move and do something decisive to change the course of the game, and that's really what needs to happen here. It needs somebody to spark a change and go hunting for that equaliser for Spurs. A big 10 minutes coming up. Ty Hall's nodded the ball on. Muslika could be the guy, tries to send it in behind, knows that Thompson's got the pace, but he won't be able to get onto that one, Thompson, because there is a bit too much on it. Well, Spurs are going to have to take a few risks here if they want to come away with something from this game. And I think given the number of players who are missing from this team today, a point would be a really, really good result for Tottenham Hotspur in the context of the fact that Spurs have won 3 from 3 so far. This is nice football. Iro into a crossing position, and it's a wonderful ball that goes all the way across the 6-yard box. Now Teenan Thompson floats one this time. Well, he's got such a wonderful delivery, Teenan Thompson, as we've seen on so many occasions, but this time he's unable to pick out the required teammate in the middle. Olasese tried to bring that ball under control, was unable to do so, and well, it's another moment that doesn't quite work out for Spurs. 8 to go. Olsen chasing. Good work by Sam Archer, who comes out smartly to gather up. Ty Hall wins it, moves it quickly, looking for Thompson. Needs quick ball from Spurs. Needs accurate passing. Rosewell stretching play. Iro holding position on the touchline. Adewale trying to join proceedings. Nice turn by Muslika, bundled to the ground. Spurs free kick here, and they will take it quickly and try and keep some of that momentum alive. Teenan Thompson having a look. Darts one way, then the other. Off he goes here, Teenan Thompson. Not the connection on the cross that he would have been looking for. Well, you do get the impression that Copenhagen are flagging a bit here. But the challenge is on Spurs as Iro delivers one in. Olasesi's touch. Scrapping hard to win the second ball, but he won't. Thumping challenged by the Copenhagen defence, and they can get the ball away. And Spurs are going to have to start all over again from back inside their own half. Burns' pass doesn't reach. Looking for Thompson, but he won't get there. And Liam West is in no rush here. And he's shown in this game that he's very good at protecting the ball. Here is Olsen. And there was a slip at the final moment from the dangerous Sarapata. Tingy here gets a yellow card. And it was the pullback. There is a bit of inexperience in the Spurs defence, and at times it has shown, and it will. Tingy's yellow card. And Samal Bangura is about to be introduced here. And he's going to come on to replace the captain, Callum Olasesi. Well, it's a slightly unexpected move, with Callum Olasesi being what you might consider to be one of the more senior players, the more experienced players within the group. But Wayne Burnett may feel that he needs a bit of energy in there, and Bangura will certainly provide that.
Get pressure on the ball. James, one left. Good, stay there. Come on, Red. Come on. Body some more. Edge.
Now the free kick over the wall and not too far away from landing underneath the crossbar. The Spurs don't really have any time to reflect on that. This was definitely dipping, and it dipped really quickly. Luckily for Spurs, over the top. Well, we have 2.5 minutes here of regular time for Spurs to find this equalising goal. We have another change coming up here, and the impressive Olsen, who scored the opening goal here, will be replaced by Fenger. Impressive show here from Gunnar Olsen, the Icelandic under-19 international. Worked really hard in this false 9 position. Ty Hall spraying a pass on towards Ollie Iro, trying to outmuscle the defender. Iro's touch. Seeing if he can cause a bit of chaos on the edge of the penalty area. And he stayed down here, Iro. And Rosewell's gone back to Archer. Tingy wide to Burn. And now Teenan Thompson loves these kind of positions, driving in field. Reece Elliott-Paris looks to slip the pass, but it's that final ball that isn't quite there for Spurs. The minutes are escaping Wayne Burnett's side here. Made a really, really good fist of this in the second half. Really chased after an equalising goal. But that third that came very quickly after Spurs had got themselves back into the game looks to be the killer blow. It was a big opportunity as well for Reece Elliott-Paris to make it 2-2 in this match. Rosewell and Archer have done really well between them there to get the ball back under control. Well, Spurs have got it, but not exactly in a brilliant position. Bang on the 90. A minimum of 5 to be added to the end of the game. Time for Spurs. The ball rather aimlessly sent out of play. And that won't be any trouble at all for the Copenhagen defence. Archer's going to have to sprint, and he does, and he slides in and whips the ball away for Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, this is going to be dramatic if Spurs get something from here. Quite happy at this stage, Copenhagen, to keep the ball here. Wasting valuable seconds, creeping towards 95. Looks as though Spurs, for the first time this season, are about to go down in the Youth League, albeit without some of their better players. No Williams-Barnett today, no Hardy, amongst others. Spurs are scrapping away, and Spurs have a free kick. Not exactly in an area where they can cause too much in the way of trouble, so they take it quickly. Try to catch Copenhagen when they're not in shape, but Rosewell's pass is short and doesn't find Miracle Adewole. And Frimpong is able to tidy up and drive up to the other end. One back here by Rosewell into the final minute of this game. Burns' pass connects with Elliot Paris. And brought away eventually by Fenger. He's looking for the free kick, but he won't get the whistle. Have Spurs got one special moment left in them? They're definitely going to win a free kick here. Bangura is brought down. Well, that will be that. Spurs have lost for the first time in UEFA's Youth League. It's Copenhagen who get the better of them. It finishes here, Spurs 2, Copenhagen 3.